Yo, this is In
Facts
Chats, and we are in our home, which is the Cube. It's London home for creators. It's for podcasters, artists, musicians, producers, all of that. It's all about recording your art and getting paid for it.
Ooh, and if you want a free month at the Cube, all you have to do is visit thecube.com, QUBE.com. You'll see that down below, and enter In Facts into the referral field, and you'll get your first month for free.
Cool, yeah. Sweet. Enjoy that. Bon appetit.
My intuition's telling me I never listen to myself. I should probably listen to myself. That position I was in, if I'd have listened, maybe I could help.
Okay, yo, boom. I feel like we always have to start with boom. You're listening to In
Facts.
Chats.
And my name is Lemzi, that's Lemzi, the Gemini, and I'm here with my good friend on my side.
What?
Hey, what, you weren't ready for my remix? Come on!
Okay, I was going to say Six to the J job, but that is your day job, but okay.
Literally, isn't it rhyming?
Amelia Poamz, that's Poamz, the Pisces. And yeah, here we are. Episode what now?
Seven.
Yeah,
seven.
Including the Unpacked?
No.
I don't even know. You know when I upload
we're here.
those?
We're here. That's it.
I don't know what to
we're
call
here.
them. Hold tight you, though, if you've been tuning in every single week, listening to us. Fucking subscribe. Yeah?
Yeah, man. Push that button, please. And the bell, and the like, and the share.
Please.
All of those buttons, just press them, please.
Do you know what I mean? Please. Yeah. Because in a world where numbers actually do matter, it'd be quite
nice to see some, innit?
Exactly. But aside from that, Lemzi,
Yes.
how are you?
Really?
Really?
I am recovering from illness. Yeah. Today's probably the first day where I've actually felt like I can wear a t-shirt and it not be a bad thing. Like
Right.
the whole of this week has been hard.
Because you had a cold.
This cold took me out though. Like it's taken me through so many different stages on different days. There was day one, which was just the tickle throat, fine. Day two, which was banging headache, so I had to close my eyes. Otherwise, it was painful, like to be awake sometimes.
So migraine.
Kind of, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Sounds like migraine.
Day three was, I think that was me just coughing, chesty cough, phlegm, all that kind of stuff. Day four, sneezing. So I've been through all of these different stages, and now today I think is day 5, and I'm finally, voice is still there a little bit, but finally getting to that point of recovery again, innit? And apparently it's not COVID.
Well, apparently you need to be a bit more definite about that, bro.
Apparently, I've done 2 tests and they both said negative.
You can't be flinging around apparently because
The reason I say apparently, the reason I say apparently is because when I did have COVID, it felt like this. So I'm like, whatever I have, whatever I have is very similar to when I had COVID. But I don't have COVID from what the tests are telling me.
You keep giving me this like
From what the tests are telling me. From what the tests are telling me, I don't have COVID.
Okay.
But I was ill. That's it. Aside from that, I'm wonderful.
Okay, good. Yeah.
I'm wonderful.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
You were out last night as well?
I was, but it was like super tame. It was like super low-key and tame, and I only had like 2 drinks, spoke to just a few people.
Good.
It was more like people watching than actually doing a lot of stuff, and it was proper tame in it, so it's calm. But yeah, man, I'm good. Really? Really?
Okay,
minus the illness,
might
really.
have COVID, but you know, hopefully not. You better fucking not.
I don't. Because I've been around you, you're cool, innit?
Yeah, I'm fine anyway.
Yeah. Calm. But how are you? Really?
I'm really good, man. I'm really, really good. I just feel good. I feel like,
okay.
Do you know what? I actually feel like throughout the episodes of In Facts, my mood's just getting better.
No, literally, I remember some of the first ones, it was like, we need to unpack just how you actually feel, really.
I know.
Now we're at the point where it's just,
I started, this whole journey in a weird space. And I feel like I'm coming out, the sun's shining.
Do you reckon that's the factor?
100%. I'm a whole different person in the sun.
No, I think most of us are, especially in Britain. Like, British people, we love the sun, innit?
We love the sun. Like, I'm just honestly, I'm a better person in the sun.
No, same.
So, yeah.
SPs come out immediately.
Exactly. Like, even yesterday, I said I wasn't going to drink. And before I knew it, I had a beer in my hand. And it's out of my control.
And that turned into 3.
It's above me now.
It's beyond my control, innit? It's gone.
Exactly. But yeah, I'm good, man. I'm happy.
I like that. That's really good to hear, man. That's really, really good to hear. Guys, just a room check as well. How you lot doing? Got peace sign.
Oh, good.
We got yeah. You know, man, never too cool, innit? That's all it is. So,
actually, I just want to just mention before we get into this, you were really exaggerating your cold there, and I feel like that's a thing that men do a lot.
I exaggerated my cold.
No, I'm sorry.
What, by telling you the days of what happened to me each day?
No. But you know this term of like man flu, yeah?
I never used that term.
I think it's a term that's been like coined because of the fact that literally when men say they're ill, it's like the worst thing ever. Like, oh my God, I can't believe.
Debilitating.
I just feel like when I get a cold, it's like, oh yeah, I'm ill, man. You're like, yeah, I'm terrible. I couldn't even. Oh, you literally went through the days.
That's because every day there was a different main symptom. That's annoying.
Thinking like, bro, like, okay, you haven't.
So I've been ill the whole week. And that's calm. Is that what you're saying? That's normal. It's a man
thing.
What to
not to be gender specific, but it's more just like, yeah, I do notice people that identify as men tend to complain more about colds.
Because our immune systems are good, isn't it, usually? So when we get ill, it's like, it's a big thing.
Okay, we'll unpack that shortly.
We can do that if you want.
We'll unpack that. Anyway, so we've got our what number guest now?
Our 5th guest.
No, but did you get it wrong last week?
No, this is our 5th guest.
Is it our 6th?
This is our 5th guest.
No, it is. Last week you got it wrong.
Guest.
Last week you got it wrong. Anyway, doesn't really matter about the numbers.
Guest.
We got our 5th guest.
There we go.
Who's a presenter, host, and I feel like it's going to open up a conversation that is needed, that we need to have on this. You know, 100%. It's natural.
We ready? Yeah. Are you ready?
Are you ready? Yeah,
for the wonderful Felicia Olutease.
Hi guys.
Hello.
It's so weird to actually be a guest and not the host.
I know, innit? I'm waiting to be a guest somewhere.
Not yet.
Yeah. I want to be a guest.
No,
but yeah,
this isn't your first time being a guest, though, is it?
Where?
Just on a podcast.
Do you know
it's
crazy?
Like
I said that. Oh yeah, my phone won't go off, but today. Look at me getting cold.
Hey,
please, can we leave Felicia alone for 2 hours?
Yeah, man. Airplane mode.
Yeah.
But yeah, you've been a guest before.
Where?
Things.
Yeah.
Asking.
No, I think I've mainly hosted. No, of course I've been guest.
Okay.
But like, yeah, it's just different.
Yeah, take a back seat. Let us guide through this conversation.
Yeah, I will. All right.
Yeah, man, get cozy.
But obviously, we have to ask everyone because we care about everyone's well-being.
Okay.
How are you? Really?
Sorry.
Really?
I'm good. I'm good. I have had a week of just like unpacking my emotions and my thoughts and trying to create, instead of like just thinking things, actually creating them. So it's been a week of actually dissecting my manifestations, kind of like.
Yeah,
nice.
I feel you. So it's been a productive, like.
Somewhat.
Okay.
Like yesterday was absolutely boring. the whole Saturday I was just like in my living room watching Pam and Tom.
What's that?
Pam and Tommy. Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee. Like their short series.
Oh.
Didn't know they had that. But
yeah,
cool.
no, it was actually really good. It was about Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee's like love life, like how they kind of like just started this whirlwind of like toxic love.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and then it went into their sex tape that was stolen from their property, and then it just made me start thinking about like the whole like sex tape era and how we're kind of like okay with viewing somebody's sex tape without their permission. And then it then made me then think it's crazy how nobody sees the man in the sex tape, they only see the woman. And then how much trouble the woman gets into, and then the man is kind of like, well, it was my dick, but no one gives a fuck about his dick.
Yeah.
And it's all about what the woman done and like her image in society. So it was a lot.
I feel like you just unpacked so many
For
things
real.
we gotta discuss.
So this is like the early 2000s era you're talking about, when the sex tape era.
No, this was the early 90s or like the mid 90s even. So the sex tape was leaked. I think it was leaked in 95 or something like that, or like 96. But they weren't aware of it until later down in the year. And then, but everybody had already got it. And then when they tried to get an injunction on it, then the lawyers were lawyers came and were basically saying that, Pamela Anderson kind of like set herself up because she was a playgirl. So, or Playboy bunny.
So because you're a Playboy, you're not entitled to privacy.
Well, she was already doing pornographic things. So
essentially,
she basically. So when she was allowing Tommy Lee to film her, she gave him permission to basically produce a pornographic content. And then with that, regardless of whether it was leaked, the people who have now like put it on their like whatever, their First Amendment right means that they're allowed to show her naked body because she has already done it.
Hey,
that's wild.
Yeah,
that's wild.
But I think that's more of an American law. I don't know if that's also a British law. Okay. So it was a lot. Yes, I was like taking notes.
Yeah.
This is bullshit. The justice system is annoying.
Yeah. The justice system around sex there's a lot of holes.
Yeah, there is a lot of holes around sex.
Which I think, formally we should introduce you reintroduce yourself. You're a presenter, host, but I think that's also that's your area, isn't it?
Yeah,
like wanting to talk about sex and like open conversations, lead conversation about sex. Yeah, how would you describe yourself?
I would describe myself as like a sex commentator.
Okay,
like I have an opinion on sex, and
so not like a sex expert or anything.
I am
like
not
that.
an expert.
Cool.
I know nothing about sex. I just know that my sex life is great. And I'm hoping to implement great sex on other people, not just women, because like men them are having shit sex lives too,
and they're not freeing up themselves as much as they should.
The man them are freeing themselves. But
when you say not freeing them, how you mean?
I feel like man them are
me.
How you mean?
No, but I mean. Anyway, let's
I mean, with men, they're very selective with who they have sex with, and like they don't just have sex with anyone. And it's very apparent that when you're trying to like move to a guy, he's like,
That's so interesting you say that, because in my head, I was about to say, like the perspective I hear is the complete opposite, where it's like you just sleep with anyone kind of thing.
You can sleep with any guy you want to, but the guy you really want won't sleep with you.
Okay.
That's what I think.
But that guy who you really want will still be out here doing whatever he's doing with bare. Okay.
Yeah.
But just not with you.
Yeah. Because he may not find you attractive, or maybe like he sees you like on a pedestal, the whole Madonna complex maybe, or I don't know. But
so if a guy really likes a girl, is it the same thing then, where it's like that girl might be bouncing around but she won't sleep with that particular guy as well, or what?
So from what I've learned from podcast men,
this is a whole genre, even my little sister was like, don't become one of those.
Please don't become one of those, because podcast men are just bloody annoying. Their opinions are just
toxic.
Just extremely toxic.
So toxic.
So what I've learned is that basically a man of a certain caliber, he won't just give it to anybody. And like if he sees you in a certain way and you are in a certain way, he don't want you. So let's say, for example, baddies, IG baddies. I think that a lot of guys want to get with those girls, but then when they get with them, they're like, actually, every guy wants them, and I'm too like conscious or maybe insecure to actually get with them. And then they realize all the pressures that comes with that baddie. That's just an opinion. I don't know if it's a fact, but
if you had the opportunity to get with an Insta baddie, just say there's one, there probably must be one that you like pops up on your explore page way too many times. If you could have the chance to like get with her, like at a house party, or even just another setup, but like there's an opportunity to have sex with her, would you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I would.
Of course you would.
Right. Yeah, if it's like if it's someone who I'm very attracted to this person, and then I see them in real life and I'm definitely attracted to them, and the opportunity presents itself.
But then my next question is, would you then wife the girl?
That depends how we get on. That's very hard. That's very hard to like be able to say yes or no, because I don't know this person. We might just have a really great exchange on that day or that night or whatever, and then beyond that, conversation's a bit like,
So for you to be sexually attracted to someone is just on the looks only. There's nothing else that you need to know about this person for you to want to have sex with them.
No. This is okay. So I've gone through different phases, isn't it? Like the phase I'm in right now, 100% more than just physical.
No,
Guys,
I'm
you're
gonna
all
be
2 meters
off.
apart. Yeah, let me just shimmy here. No, the phase I'm in right now, especially, it definitely has to be more than just a physical attraction. But even 5 months ago, it was literally just a thing of, oh, you look good. We're in a space where this feels like this could work. Let's go, kind of thing. It didn't have to be deeper than we get on in this moment. But now it is, now I'm like, I've gone on beyond that. Where it does feel like an emotional thing should be there. If it can be, great.
Use the word should.
Deep.
And,
I'm not that deep.
alrighty,
I'm
you're
really
that
not.
caliber, boy.
I'm not that deep.
Okay.
But
Right.
Insta Valley, yes.
Let's do a round of I have never, because we're so grown. We're gonna do a round of I have
I can't
never.
believe I'm
Just
saying I never. It's like 12:30 or 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Why
We're
can't-
drinking rum.
No,
And you have the rum in it.
Flipping heck.
yeah, just as a little icebreaker, obviously.
Do we have to drink?
Well, basically the rule is
If you
you have
have.
to drink if you have done what that person's saying, I have never. And you can also say I have never and you've done it and you just drink.
Okay, cool.
Do you know what I mean? And obviously, I think you don't have to go too wild with I have never.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
In house parties, people are just straight. I'm telling you. Like, it's like, who's
Yeah,
gonna fuck me tonight? That's why.
So annoying.
Usually it feels like someone just wants to say what they've been doing.
Literally,
It's like, this is your safe space all of a
Someone
sudden.
beelining you as well. Like, I have never had sex at a house party. And it's just like,
Yeah, yeah.
chill out. Like, what?
I never had sex in the studio before.
Do you know, I've never had sex live on a podcast. But yeah, okay, Lemzi, you kick it off.
Oh, okay.
You kick it off.
Never have I ever been caught having sex or doing anything sexual in a space that I shouldn't, including like school, church, college, somewhere like that.
What you been doing?
I didn't drink.
Now, wait a minute. Caught.
Caught. That's the main thing. Caught. Not just have you done it or not, but caught.
No. My mum ever nearly caught me having sex.
Where were you?
I was at home.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but no.
Okay.
But not caught. Okay,
No,
cool.
no.
Okay, so we're all
Someone's been
slick
caught.
here.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone moves like
That's bad.
a little Kim style.
Okay,
We're
slick.
good.
All right. I have never mixed business and pleasure.
I'm a good girl, child.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Hang on a second. What?
Who?
No names.
I know
What?
you can't say
I was like, what the
what was the
camera.
situation?
And then Reese's looking, what the
I
heck?
know you can't say names. I'm joking. No, but what was the environment like? What was the capacity of that? Filtering, mad filtering. So
No,
this was
we were
10 years ago.
like this. No, it wasn't even that long ago.
Oh, yeah.
To be fair, we met up, went for some drinks, went to the studio, and yeah,
Did you have sex in the studio?
I didn't know. No.
Why not?
Because we didn't.
Okay.
We just didn't that day, innit? But
Okay.
we haven't, in fact, at all. But yeah.
Okay.
What about you, though?
I think in my sense of it, do you know what it is? It's sometimes that you initially find each other attractive and then you kind of end up being like, oh, we're kind of in the same kind of field. And then you kind of think that, oh, yeah, let's work on something professional. But it don't work most of the time.
Yeah,
'Cause
no,
if
no,
things
no,
go
no, no,
left,
no, no.
they're actually going left
Yeah.
everywhere.
And that's not fun.
Or like I just now suddenly, like in this particular instance, don't really vibe with you like that anymore. So it's just like, I don't really want to be around you.
Yeah,
So,
that's the worst one.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I
That's the
just
worst
don't
one.
really. But it's fine. It's all peace and love.
I do not mix business and pleasure.
Now I don't. Absolutely
Yeah,
not now.
there's a line.
No
There has
way.
to be.
But
I
yeah.
want to though.
Yeah.
I want to do it so badly. I want to, of course. I want to fuck
Experiment.
CEO, bruv, on his table in his office.
Sheesh.
Coming for you.
Okay. Yeah, but I'm not gonna lie. I've had some like fantasies of like being at work and like, oh, what if there was? Do you know what I mean? It would
Or
be
someone
nice.
just barge in, or someone from work.
No, but like someone from work, and you know, like, oh, just messaging them on Teams, like, meet you down in 5 minutes. No, but I really like spice up the. I've never done that. I will never do that with my current employer, please.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, I think it's just, you know what it is? It's that whole essence of we shouldn't, but we are. That's
Yeah.
the
The
exciting
jeopardy
thing.
that's in there, isn't it?
Yeah, like, oh, this is thingy. But okay.
Never have I ever sucked toes.
I actually haven't.
I'm not gonna judge you, but damn, I didn't expect expecting?
Why has nobody else drank?
Because I haven't done that.
No one's feet in my mouth.
This is literally the game. What do you mean?
Wait, would any of you drink? No?
Would you allow someone to suck on your toes though? No. Would you allow anybody to suck on your toes?
I've had, yeah.
That shit
They
is
want
lovely.
to.
Yeah, no, it's a mad
They want to,
feeling.
like-
It's different. That's why I insisted to this person. I was like, you have to feel it. Like, you have to actually, because you can't explain it. It's a mad feeling.
It is. And
Did
then
they?
when you get head after,
Were they happy about it though? Like, were they like, "Oh my gosh, thank you"? So,
Reluctantly.
like,
No, they were just like, I was thinking, you like it.
what was their gender?
Male.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think male, yeah. Get away from my feet.
I would never think of like sucking on a man's toes because I don't think men's toes are nice.
No, I think I could.
I just think if you do it, it's kind of like, okay, let's go, let's move on from there, kind of thing.
What do you mean?
I don't see that being a highly pleasurable thing.
It's an
Try
erogenous, like zone. So you would feel it. Like it's so
Very sensitive.
Yeah, very. Like
What are you
I would if I respect you as a man, I would kiss your feet. Like, but then I would probably lick on your legs. But that's because I want you to do that to my legs.
Ah,
You know,
okay.
Cool. Yeah. That makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But wow. Next time we come back, I want someone to have tried it.
I'm not,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I feel like you guys should try it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Do you know, I'm not
lick on
anti.
someone's
It's just not
toes.
something that's.
Happens.
Yeah.
I feel
And
like
no
a
one's even
conversation.
said, "Oh, can I?" Like, can I? Like,
But that's it. I always feel like with me, it's always been a conversation before. Like, oh, let me.
I've never had anybody have a conversation with me say, "Can I suck on your toes, please?"
Really?
It's just happened.
Actually, yeah, in some occasions maybe it's just happened, but I do feel like guys almost like, have you ever heard someone say, yeah, just go and do it. Do you know what I mean?
Please do
It's
it.
not groundbreaking, bro, but okay.
Please do it. Please do it.
Okay, cool.
Have you
That's
figured out what
shit.
satisfies you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, you trying to experiment with me?
Hey, we're on the pod. What?
Lady, shoot your shot.
Well, let me just leave.
Yeah, Amelia, can you just like?
I definitely have. I think that from luckily, my first sexual experiences were fantastic. So, men made me realize what I like. Yeah. Have you guys?
What? No, that I like. What I like.
Yeah.
Hundreds.
Have you?
Hundreds.
Yeah.
Do you know how to
Yeah.
please a woman too?
I believe so. I believe so.
Let's talk about that.
I'll
gap.
say yes.
Oh,
I
do
would
you-
say yes.
Do you think you can please a man too?
Yeah.
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 Why do you ask in like this way though? Because it's almost like not concern, but there's an air of, are you sure? Like the really kind of thing in the way you're
Because-
asking.
Number one, because of the orgasm gap. Number two, because a lot of did you see the lads Bible video where a lot of men couldn't find the clitoris?
No, I didn't see that stuff.
So a lot of men can't find the clitoris, but I believe a lot of women can't find their clitoris. I feel like a lot of people don't know how to satisfy themselves, and then they put a lot of pressure on other people to satisfy them. And I feel like with that just causes these toxic conversations.
Yeah.
So I feel like I know I can satisfy myself. I don't want to satisfy myself though. I want other people to do it. I like it. But so I feel like if you can satisfy another person, like that's fantastic.
But I think that's down to communication though. That's why I said yeah, because it's obviously down to like, because I need to know what actually satisfies you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And whether that is actually something that I'm comfortable with doing or whatever. So I think it's down to a conversation. And I'm a big believer in like compatibility. So it's like, why do I always say compatibility? But it's like, I generally do believe in like sexual chemistry, because I might be doing the same thing, but with like two people, not at the same time, maybe at the same time.
Maybe at the same time.
But and it just feels better with one other
Yeah.
person, and this is I can't put my finger on this feeling, but it's just like there's something else.
But it's probably because
there.
it is that dual sense of not compatibility. What was the other word we were just using? Satisfaction.
Chemistry?
Sorry.
Oh,
Yeah.
satisfaction.
It probably is that where it's like that other person is getting satisfied from whatever you're doing there, and they're doing at the same time. That's what matches for both of you, innit? Like, yeah. That's it. That's the end of that
But yeah,
point.
we need to address this.
Address what?
We need to address the orgasm gap because
Come on.
Do you know what's actually so interesting? I actually brought this to Lemzi recently. You didn't even know what the orgasm. You didn't know it was a thing, and that means obviously, did you just assume that like a lot of straight women were just having orgasms? Did you just think?
Yes, I did. Genuinely, I did. I just thought like most people during sex are orgasming or getting to a state of orgasm.
No.
I didn't know that. Obviously, I'm wrong in it when we look at the statistics.
A lot of men
but
are busting nuts, and they're like, "Oh, that was a great session," and then the girls looking at him like, "For you."
Yeah, exactly. or women are faking it because it ain't hitting, and you want to wrap it up. Yeah. You actually, and I remember there was a time I definitely used to fake it, and then I reached a point where I was like, I ain't fucking faking it anymore for your convenience, basically. So then I've just stopped. And then some guys, honestly, just generally can't believe, oh, what, I haven't? No. Like, I'm not even like, if you're asked, like, oh, did you come? Like, you will know.
But do you know what? Like, for a female like me, I am the greatest faker. Like, it seems so real.
But why do you fake?
Because, you know what? I knew that this might come up. So, so I might like you. I might, or you may be trying so hard, but maybe it's just not there, or I'm in my own headspace.
Yeah, because it's mental as well.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna just pretend.
Really?
Yeah, but the next time, if it's not good, I'm not faking it. So just know that like you never get me faking more than like once with the same person.
So the next time, if it's not good, what do you do? Is it just like you're just silence or like,
I'm taking control? I'm making you either watch me. I'm either tying you up. There's just so many things to do. I feel like people just think that it's either straight missionary or doggy. There's so many things to do. We don't need to have sex on a bed. We don't need to have sex in the house. We can do so many things. Let us like explore our bodies. I was with a guy the other day and I asked him, oh yeah, what turns you on? He was like, what? I was like, what? I was like, what? Like, what do you like? He was like, I like pleasing you. I went, no, but what do you like? And he couldn't fathom that question. And I think that a lot of women aren't even asking man them what they like.
Yeah, it's true. Like, because it's, you know what it is, we don't talk about, which is again why we're also here, that we don't talk about sex enough. And we don't talk about pleasure, so we don't give ourselves permission to find out what we actually like. Like, think about it. For a long time, masturbation, it was frowned upon. Like,
it was a sin.
How dare you touch yourself? It's dirty. It's whatever. And I remember even me growing up, I used to think, why the fuck is something that feels so good supposed to be so wrong? Like, what the fuck? Why is there so much shame to something? Because have you watched The Principles of Pleasure on Netflix? Just, especially for women, giving yourself that license to. But then when you understand what pleasure is, you are going to have these conversations with men and be like, well, what actually do you like? You know what I mean? It shouldn't just be a kind of straight transactional thing, like, we're just here to whatever. I should want to please you. You should want to please me.
Right.
It's an
I
experience.
actually like you as a person. Let's start with that. Why are you having sex with people you generally don't like? Like, why are you doing that? Like, almost like, I'm just going to bust my nut.
I feel like sometimes you don't even realise that you don't like that person until like you're having sex with them and you're like, shit.
But is it a dislike thing or is it more just like, oh,
I don't know. I smelt you and you smell a bit funny.
The symbol is a simple. Oh yeah, my 5 senses are offended. That's different.
Last minute turn offs, like, fuck. This will be the last.
So how do you guys like communicate with like partners in regards to like your sexual needs?
As in, cool, so this is what I would want from this and what do you want from this kind of thing? Literally a conversation.
Yeah.
Literally that.
Like, oh,
that.
Babes.
Babes.
Do you like it when I go down on you? Do you like that? What do you like? Like just a simple conversation.
Yeah, okay, let me even track that back slightly. If it's the first time I'm with someone, then it might not even be a conversation. It's probably like trial and error while it's happening more than anything.
Put your best foot forward.
Yeah, just trying, where it's like, okay, I'm pretty sure I know that this is good. I'm going to try this.
So you don't know, like, do you like this? Like, do you
No, but that's what I'm saying. During it, it's trial and error of, oh, how does that feel? Is that good? And from the response, that's when it's like, okay, we're going to continue that or change into something else. And And then if it feels like whether it's relationship or something more, or we'll do this again or whatever, then we might actually have conversations around it. But yeah, initially it's more just trial and error because I don't know what someone wants. And maybe it should be a conversation first, but it's not usually.
I think it's also down to context of like what we are. Like if it's a random like, fuck, this is just happening.
Yeah, it's happening.
Fuck, I'm more like aroused by the fact that fuck, okay, cool. Then if it's like a relationship, obviously you have more of those conversations. However, though, this is something that I've had to pull myself up on like a lot more like in recent ages, because for a long time I wouldn't feel comfortable by saying what I like. I wouldn't like, and that's down to the context of like, I guess, just encounters that I've had where I've not felt maybe as comfortable as I should have to kind of say or like claim I like this. So I've like with age more recently been like, no, I'm in the sex. Because there'll even be times where it's like, I want them to do something and it's in my head and I'm not saying it. I'm just not saying it. And it's just, it's jarring. And then I wonder, they're like, oh, you like this? I'm like, yeah. You know what I mean?
That's where the orgasm gap comes in.
No, but you just don't feel comfortable with that person enough to actually have that conversation.
Yeah.
Because there's guys where I'm able to have fluent conversations with, and it's normal and it's comfortable and it's friendly and there's no pressure. But then there's some where I'm a bit awkward and I don't know how to communicate with them.
Is this before you have sex or after you have sex?
Sometimes it's even during, like, do you know, it could be before, it could be after. Like, there's this one guy that I speak to and I have no idea why the hell I like him, but like, I can't communicate with him though. I just try and communicate with my actions. I kind of like touch places. Like, hope that he understands what I mean.
Just go, no, they're gonna move, don't.
No, like, he's good at like some things that he does, but anyway.
Okay, but yeah, I think it's down to how comfortable you are as well. That's
100.
why even with like, for instance, when people ask the question like, oh, are you a freak or whatever, because even with that, it's
I hate
like,
that question.
what is this? Because also something that I might do with one person doesn't mean I'm gonna do with you, because it's how comfortable I am with you. It's like that there's real, like, just because you might perform one act or have an act done on you doesn't mean now everyone you go around with, you're going to do that. And if you want to, fine. But I think some people seem to think.
But isn't that the definition of a freak?
Huh?
Isn't that the definition of a freak? Where
Well,
it's
it
like,
depends. No, because
I'll do it, whatever is going, whoever, I'm just going to do it kind of thing.
No, I don't see that as a freak.
What's a freak
I see that
then?
as a freak as like trying like new things or almost like no boundaries, but doesn't mean in I say it's obviously still set like boundaries in a sense, but like you'll try bare things, but doesn't mean you're doing it with absolutely everyone.
Facts.
Do you know what I mean?
What is a freak?
Well, this is it though. Again,
a freak is just somebody that will do everything and anything.
But that's what I'm saying.
Within.
So maybe
but
it's just
doesn't
that
mean
you're
with
not a freak.
everyone.
Yeah.
But maybe you're not a freak.
Okay,
No,
so
but
wait.
it's not with everyone, because like that's because like with sex needs to be consensual. So if you don't want to do it with that person, then you don't want to do it with that person. I hate it when guys ask me, "Oh, so what, are you freaky?" Yeah, like no, I'm actually not. I'm actually kind of shy. I'm actually very timid within within the bedroom. I can be freaky, but I may not be freaky with you. And like it's like when guy, in my opinion, I feel like when men ask women if you're a freak, and especially running a sex Instagram page, right? They just believe that you want anything and everything. They think that I like being fucking splashed in the face and stuff like that. And it's like, actually, no.
Exactly.
Like, my freakiness is that, like, I don't know. I don't even know what makes me freaky.
And the thing is, you'll do some things maybe with someone that you didn't even think you'd do, but in that moment you felt so comfortable and it's like cool. But you're so right with this language around like freak, and I think consent is a massive word that needs to be in every single these all these conversations, because like talk about sex where there's consent. Like you could do whatever you want in this life as long as everyone in that situation felt safe and that they could leave and done with it when they want to. Guys are almost thinking, oh, if you're doing that, if you're doing this, then I could just do this to you and I don't have to ask if you want it. Like there's no safe words, there's no like whatever. And that's the difference. It's not about you trying to find which girl is basically gonna let me just do whatever I fucking want whenever I want. No, that's
there are
why
certain things that you cannot just do.
Yeah.
Like, and if there is no conversation around it, do not do it.
Such as what kind of stuff?
I think that, so let's say ejaculating on like the face. I think things like bodily fluid being anywhere and everywhere.
I actually think also when guys think they're slick, if you're having doing dogging and you think, I'm gonna just slip it into the arse, have a conversation about that before.
I feel like some guys are even deep that it's going into your arse, and then it's like, wait, mate, whoop, wrong hole.
No, but real talk, because I think some guys seem to think that that's just calm. Like, you need to find out whether that woman's actually comfortable with that.
Yeah, that's a conversation in itself as well.
A whole conversation.
A big conversation.
And that's why when I was saying guys like 3 hours, that's what I was talking about. Because certain men won't allow themselves to explore that area on themselves for a lot of reasons, but it's a bit like...
Wait, on themselves?
No, I mean, like, for instance, okay, if we're talking about heterosexual men.
Yeah.
They're very much, don't come near my ass, don't come near my ass.
Oh,
don't
I know a lot of heterosexual men that fucking love that
This is what I'm saying, and I think there's a lot of hetero men that don't even want to experience because they're scared if they even like it. What does that mean for my masculinity?
Gay blood.
And it's just like...
Have you actually experienced that though? Like, has someone, when you've experimented with that and they've been, I don't know, maybe they've enjoyed it, and then they have gone through this thing of, oh my gosh, I don't know, I'm questioning myself, and has that actually happened?
Well, they've not had that conversation with me, but I'm like...
I've experienced that. But I've experienced a guy loving flipping arse play and them just thinking I'm okay with it because I'm allegedly a freak, and then being like, wait, hold on, mate, I don't do that. I'm not on it. And then being offended that I don't like it. Like, I've had guys literally put their bum in my face, and I'm like, what?
Hey, stop it.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
Pineapples. It's not for me.
You got a safe word today. That's our safe word.
Pineapples. But yeah, man, I think people, and that's why I also think it's so great that nowadays we are having more of these platforms where we're talking about it. Because this is the question I wanted to ask you both. Like, how did you even learn about sex growing up? Like, did you get the chat from your parents? Because this is a major factor of what informs our attitude towards sex sometimes, and unfortunately can put us in very unsafe environments as well when you're only kind of learning in the dark. So did you grow up, did you have very explicit conversations, or was it a case of the P word, porn, where a lot of people have had to go to? Did you grow up having these conversations?
You want to start?
You can go.
You sure?
Yeah.
For me, it was at school. Like, we didn't talk about sex at home, like, at all.
So was this primary school or secondary school?
Secondary, like, immediately as soon as I got into secondary. I think I was saying this on one of our previous podcasts. Well, me back. Sorry, my bad.
Just shouting.
Is that too loud? Am I shouting? Sorry. My power, presence. That's all it was, isn't it?
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I remember going into year 7. All of a sudden, everyone was like, it just felt like everyone was hypersexualized. Like, everyone was talking. Not everyone.
Yeah,
it felt like everyone all of a sudden was talking about sex, this girl in that year, that girl in that year, and who's gonna get head next, and have you fingered this person, and all of these conversations just became like whoosh straight into my face. In year 7, yeah. So we're literally and imagine I'm just some kid who's come from primary school into this. So I'm like, okay, interesting. But of course that had an effect on me.
So up until that point, did you not wonder where the hell you came from?
Maybe, but it wasn't like a deep thing in my head. Like, I didn't care.
Okay.
Like, when I was a kid, I was a kid. Like,
how did I not? Okay.
No, as in I might have done, but even if I had that conversation, it wasn't something that like revealed loads or changed my mind or made me start thinking, oh, okay, so that's the birds and the bees kind of thing. I didn't really, that didn't really happen for me.
And then, so was it like a sex education class you had in school, or was it just literally free?
We had like one PSHE thing that happened where they showed us that one video that I'm sure you lot will probably saw the same video as well, and it's like, this is sex, this is sperm. This is the ovary, this is the egg, this is how people, and this is a baby.
Yeah.
And that's it, the kind of thing, innit? So that's why when everyone in the years chatting about head and all of this stuff, I'm like, no, but what is that? Like, what are you lot actually talking about, kind of thing? But yeah, it was interesting for me because I didn't actually really watch porn, like, at all. But that was when I was younger.
So the first time you kind of had a conversation around sex was with your peers.
In
school. Okay, cool. What about you?
So I've been very sexual from a very early age. So I've always known about sex. Like, sex was a conversation in my house. Like, I'm the first child from a teenager. So my mum spoke about sex. I was allowed to watch everything and anything. Erotica has always been my form of like porn. I don't fuck with porn. I love erotica. So Channel 4 back in the day. Channel 4 used to show erotica, like late nights, and everyone's nodding. Yeah. So I used to watch the erotica. I remember like the first ever erotica I watched where one woman was like fucking on a mountain, and like she was literally fucking the mountain top. And I thought, whoa, that's a lot of sand in your vagina. But my sex ed class was bullshit. I thought up until the age of 17 that you can get pregnant on your period. That unless you have sex on your period, that's when you get pregnant. So that was a big eye opener. Like when I hit like 18, and my mom was like, "What the fuck do you know?" But anyway, and then like. I just kind of like fell into a lot of things. Like I just knew about sex. My issue is not sex. My issue is the relationships around sex. And I think that those things are not being spoken about.
Not at all.
I think that there's so many like coming of age series and films, and everybody just talks about like being young and just having sex, but nobody's talking about these relationships that you're going to form with the opposite sex or with the same sex. Like instead of so why is it that we can't have like female and male friendships? Why does it have to develop into something sexual? I was listening to an episode.
That's why I looked at her quickly like, oh man.
So I know that like I feel like there's a lot of young people that don't actually know how to actually establish wholesome and healthy relationships that then develop into sex. Because like with sex, I think that you're meant to explore. I don't think you're meant to know the actual acts of sex. I think it's mad that people like sex experts are saying, well, you should learn how to masturbate in school. What? Why should you learn how to masturbate in school? Learn that shit by yourself. Just touch yourself. One day, just be random and just like, I don't know. So my partner Victoria, she said that she learned how to like masturbate through the banister, like by like being on the banister, like going down.
Like sliding down it. Okay.
She liked it, and she realized that she wanted to do it again and again, and then she realized that if I touch myself in this way, then I'd like, So there's so many ways of like exploring, and you're allowed to do that as a child. But those relationships were not taught on how to kind of like move onto like a sexual capacity.
No, fully.
Exactly.
Yeah. What about yourself as well?
So with me growing up, like in my household, we didn't really talk about sex. It was just my dad passed away when I was younger, so it was just me and my mum. And then my brother came along about 8 years later. Didn't really talk about sex. She had this book for me where it kind of basically explained pregnancy. That's it, really. Not really sex. But her thing was like, if you have sex, Mia, you're either going to get pregnant or you're going to get an STI. So it was this like fear that was just put in my head straight away. No context around it, nothing else. In school, I think we probably had like one, in primary school actually, and I'll never forget it. We had like one lesson and I walked in the class and the whole classroom was just like different. It's almost like the teachers didn't want to have this conversation. Where suddenly they were like, right, boys on one side, girls on the other. And then we watched this video, probably the same video you're talking about. And then they talked about how you put on a condom and stuff like that. And I remember all the boys were like paying attention. They were all like taking notes. All the girls, we were like laughing, like, what's this? And then, literally, that was pretty much it. Then going into secondary school, it's more about the conversation you're having. But growing up in the end, there's a lot of older men around the area as well. So I'm learning stuff through like just being catcalled and like, I'm learning in a very uncomfortable way actually, where I'm actually learning about sex through being sexualized at a very young age. So that's why I also am like, this is so important that you just have these conversations, because children and young people are going to find out one way or another. Like, it's part of nature. Like even with masturbation, I remember I was quite young when I was just like messing around, and I was like, and I remember me and my friend, like, we were like saying to each other like, oh, have you ever like tried? And she was like, oh my god, yeah. She was like, oh my god, and I was like, doesn't it just and it's like, it felt like such a secret, because it's like, oh my god, but it's like everyone fucking does it, like, and it's not dirty, but because there isn't enough of these almost like confirmations and validations for young people to be like, it's okay, Or do you know what I mean? As long as it's in this proximity of consent and you feel comfortable, then it's okay. It's not really the case. And it's only as I got older, really just through experiences of just learning more. But then luckily I was really thankful for more women coming forward and just being a bit more like talking about being liberated. Because for a long time, I didn't really understand the full length of what consent was. But I actually say categorically, there was probably the beginning of my sex life, most of it was non-consensual. Because if we're looking at cohesion, and we're talking about, because if we're talking about, let me put the tip in, which bare man seemed to think, it was just casual. What is that?
I became sexually comfortable probably at, I'll say 28. Like, I've always been comfortable to a degree. I've always known myself and how to pleasure myself, but like I've never been, I don't know, like I feel like the guys I've had certain sexual pleasures with have just been terrible. And that's what I'm talking about. Like there needs to be conversations around relationships and how to build 100%. Healthy ones.
Because also sometimes the sex is great, and then afterwards the dynamics change now. Yeah. And now suddenly
you wonder why.
And you feel almost like, well, should I have
given him head?
Do you know what I mean? I said no. You literally, and there's so much around it. Sometimes it's not just the act. You can't just separate the act. Like it is. You're so right. Because also, just understanding feelings as a young person, like why do I actually want to have sex? Like what is it about you? Like why am I suddenly low-key obsessed with you? Like why am I looking at my phone waiting for you to text me back? Like all this stuff that like no one talks about that shit.
I think it's quite different for young guys in particular though, because I think young guys in particular, and maybe this is where the orgasm gap comes in as well. It's like it seems a lot easier for young guys to get pleasure, so it's easier to make sex feel like a transactional thing, where it's like, cool, I know I'm getting out of it. So I know what I'm getting out of this. Like I know that this is point A and this is point B, so I'm able to distinguish that rather than the text beforehand or what happens afterwards. This conversation that happens afterwards, and that's not to say that that's right, but I know that like even in my young brain, like that's kind of what it was. It was very easy to say this is sex, even if that wasn't right or wrong, but this is sex. Anything outside of it, that's a whole separate thing.
I feel like the birth of Unfiltered Hours is because of the whole orgasm gap. You know, we're two sensual women who are able to express ourselves very clearly on what we want sexually. And I think with Unfiltered Hours, a lot of people have come up to us, whether it's virtually or physically, and they're just like, we don't know what to do. And you know, so like I feel like it's great now that there's so many platforms where people are allowed to like just speak out and just, you know, seek advice. But yeah, I feel like as individuals we need to learn about ourselves before we learn how to pleasure other people.
Definitely.
100. No, I'm with that. I'm with that.
Definitely. And you need that almost like, because also shame is a massive part of it as well. Because you know what I loved in Netflix? I'm looking at you like you made the Netflix thing. But like, the principles of pleasure. And this woman says in it that like you shouldn't yuck someone's yum. And like basically, just if you're not into something, you shouldn't be like, because all this shaming. Like I said, and even she says it, like as long as the people involved in that want to be involved with it and feel like they can leave that situation when they want to, or it can end whenever, mind your fucking business.
Yeah, but then if you're young, then it's understandable as to why you're going to shame somebody for, you know, I don't know, like, what's the thing? Like, man them don't give head. Apparently, so when you're young,
you're a bocat.
Yeah, you can't be a bocat. So I watched like Old Top Boy recently, and that was literally part of it. Like, I'm not a bocat, man. Don't call me a bocat.
Really, it was actually most of them.
Yeah, like Caribbean man, definitely bocat. But anyway,
I remember actually one time I was seeing a guy, a few years ago. And like he was Caribbean, and then he was like, I think we were just chatting, and he was like, oh yeah, like as a joke, he was like, no, I don't do them things. Well, I thought it was a joke. He's like, no, I'm being dead. I was like, wait. I was like, you don't? And he was like, no. And I was just like, I actually got the ick.
Do you know what? Yeah,
I was like,
I have gotten with guys. Don't ask me why. I've gotten with guys who don't give head and they don't kiss.
Huh?
Hey, please. I know.
Wait a minute, Ashley. We need to unpack something here as well.
Do you know what? Yeah, I'm deep that you say unpack.
Yeah,
so
she
many-
says it a
listen,
lot.
do you know
Like,
what, at
there's
the
a
end
lot
this
of unpacking
series,
that happens,
you
man.
need to literally do a compilation of like how many times you say unpack.
It's every episode
we got.
and 10 times an episode. Like, it happens
Literally.
a lot.
But yeah, so Lemzi said like what, probably about 2 episodes back, or 4 episodes back, when we had Mocom.
Oh, yeah.
You just flabbergasted me there because I was like, oh, we're gonna talk about that stuff. But yeah, what's the thing that you said you don't like?
I said I don't like when. Oh yeah, I said I don't like if a girl has gone down on me and then the direct thing that happens after that is that we
tried to
kiss.
you. Are you
I don't like
dumb,
that.
bruv?
Yeah, I don't like that.
Do you
I
know
don't
what?
like it.
Yeah.
And I said before, this is. You know what? Yeah. Don't yuck
what, you
my
don't
yum.
like
Don't do that. Don't do that.
You know what? At the beginning of the show, I was like, does Lemzi want to experiment on me? He's not doing that shit no more. We kissing after that shit, and I'm gonna give you a.
But this is the thing that I
I.
said as well. Yeah, I said it's happened. I just don't really like it. That's all it is.
That you don't like.
I just
Or
don't
you're
really like
thinking?
it. That's
Exactly what I said.
I just don't really. I don't know why this. Like, I just don't really like it.
I remember once upon a time, so I've dated guys that have really shamed me, but like there was this guy that I think I gave him head, and I tried to kiss him, and he went.
Oh, actually, leave.
I did. But the damage had already been done. Like, you know.
Because if we're in this, we're in this.
Like,
And
how
this
you
is the
gonna
thing.
Tell me that I
I'm not
can't
gonna
kiss you?
disrespect you and like, yeah.
But like, wait, have you? Wait, is it if you've come in a girl's mouth? So if there's no cum, what is it?
Yeah, no. If there's like cum in the mouth, then
Oh,
it's
then
like,
that's
yo, I'm not
different,
like.
maybe.
No, but
Maybe that's
so you
different.
didn't go into that.
Yeah, because that
Well,
wasn't what
okay,
our episode was about.
What was the little, like, just a little warm up, and then she comes up to kiss you. Are you gonna be like, no?
I would never be like, no,
were you
what,
just gonna
do
be
that
like,
kind of thing.
as you kiss
It's
her?
one of those where in my head I'm like, all right, hold it down. That's really what would
Hold it
happen.
So hold on.
Down.
If you've gone down on a girl, wait, do you go down on girls?
Yes,
So if
not
you've
every
gone
single
down
girl,
on a-
but yes.
Yeah, well, okay. So if you go down on a girl and like she comes, you not kissing her?
Yeah, no, I will at
So
some
what's the
point,
difference?
but it's probably not like I've gone there and then straight into your mouth. I'm not doing that.
So and this is when I asked, what happens in between? So she just has to wipe.
She has a whole body that I'll travel up and then maybe I'll go to her
okay.
mouth.
So I feel like you do what I do. So you basically lick and you're basically just like take
Yeah.
get rid of all of the substance,
Yeah.
all the fluid, and then kiss it.
I kind
Yeah.
of
Different. Okay, cool.
I think I'm.
Yeah, is that crazy?
I will fully wipe a man's mouth if I see bare liquid, and I'm just like, ugh. I don't want you to kiss me after that. I get
sorry,
it.
please.
Yeah. I get it. I get it.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's a lot. It is a lot.
I've had to live with
'Cause
that.
I don't
Like
you know
this-
what? It took me a long while to taste myself,
Yeah,
and
I
I'll be
feel
like,
you.
I was like, I don't want to taste me. What the fuck?
And I'm good. I'm
what the
good.
hell?
What the heck?
That's
Freaking A.
I like
literally.
it. What the freaking heck? I like it, man. I actually like it even more. Like I'm even like.
Like, give me more. Give me more of me.
Like
Like,
it. Like it's like, yeah,
I like
No,
it when
fair.
they're enjoying it, but still don't kiss me after. Wipe your face, bruv. Like when the face is all, it just looks like you've been eating watermelon. There's bare chicken grease on your face.
No, I'm with it.
And you don't even go like this. No, bruv.
yeah,
Wipe
man.
that
Yeah,
shit
yeah,
off.
hard, innit,
yeah,
man?
Clean, yeah. Yeah.
No, it's part of it. No,
Yeah.
it's just too much though. It is too much. But I get it.
Yeah.
It's- I
I'm so glad we cleared that out and you're up here.
Okay.
Thank
Let
you.
me go get it.
Okay. How do you find that people receive you, knowing that you have these platforms where you talk about sex? Do you find people talk to you differently? Like, what do you think people's like responses are? Or have you like even had to like catch someone and be like, is this because you think?
Yeah. That's a lot of man them slide in my DMs, but it must be worse for Victoria because like she's actually the face of this brand. Do you know what? The other day I went to a networking event and I asked some guy for like his Instagram. He gave me his phone. Literally, Unfiltered Hours was like the first
wow.
like
Oh,
search.
yeah,
And I was
yeah,
like, do you
yeah.
know who I am? He was like, yeah. And I was like,
Say no more.
so you ain't getting my Instagram then, because
Right,
I felt like it
yeah.
was a little bit tactical, but it's people talk to me. It's more people talk to me about sex. Whereas I think that with a lot of men, they may slide into Victoria's DMs and be like, so since you're a freak, yeah, you can bust it open. And like, I feel like for her, it's a lot. I've only gotten it once or twice, but it's not as much as her. But yeah, people stop me on the road and they're like, oh, I'm dealing with this issue.
Oh, okay.
And like, they ask for advice more than anything.
And how do you find that
That's
though? 'Cause what about
interesting.
boundaries? Because you might actually just be like, I'm actually just trying to run to Waitrose.
And because you said like you're more just
Lidl.
giving.
I love
Not
it.
there yet. Soon come.
That's actually my
But
logo.
also because you said you gave your opinion more than saying
Yeah.
I'm an expert and I know what I'm talking about or anything like that as well.
Yeah,
Like,
I think that if you're comfortable, I think that to talk about sex is such a vulnerable thing. So already you're putting yourself in a very vulnerable like state. The advice, the situations that people give me, they're not cool situations, they're mad ones. So for you to stop me on road and be like, right, I'm going through this and I don't know what to say, I don't know what to do, like, I'm listening to you.
no, fair.
Yeah. Like, I'm not Trisha or anything, but like, you know, like, I'll
can
give
do,
you
you can
my
do.
advice to the best of my ability.
Yeah.
And how do you feel like being in this industry? How's that affected you personally at all, or if it has at all?
It kind of hasn't. I think that the only thing is that the male gaze is maybe a little bit more hyper visible. I think that to be like hypersexual within this creative industry is kind of wild, because now I don't know if people are taking me serious. So like before I was a host, I was a stylist, and then now I think people just see me as this like girl who talks about sex now. But like, I think that like people know that like, you know, I'm a girl with my fingers in many pies.
Yeah.
So I'm taken serious regardless.
Yeah.
But I think it's maybe just my own thought process. But you know, it's fun. I think it's very fun talking about sex. Like, do you get what I mean?
I think everyone loves
Yeah,
talking
man.
about sex.
Everyone and their friends will always talk about sex. It will always come up in conversation, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it's fun, you know.
Exactly.
But it's when the conversation then leads to, so that must mean that you go to bare sex parties. That must mean that you must be this freak in the sheets. Oh, so that must mean that you'll give us head right now. Oh, does that mean, yeah, that like you're gonna perform for us?
Yeah.
Because I'm such a open book.
Yeah.
So people assume. But actually,
Yeah.
I'm kind of quiet and shy. Fuck's sake.
This is it as well, because I think it's when a woman starts to like talk about sex and own conversations talk around sex, people just assume that they're gonna be some dominatrix in the bedroom and like I'm gonna get my whips out. And I mean, some women might be like this.
I ain't got that shit. but
But
soon
like
come.
literally, like I think you gotta understand that like no, not every woman's gonna be like that. She might be very submissive and that's what she wants to be. Do you know what I mean? Like I think men build up, well, I say men, but whoever's interested in that woman might think, build up this idea like they're gonna come and they own it because they talk about it so much.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, I think the common misconception when it comes to me is that like I'm really into girls and I'm gonna have threesomes with girls. Well, I want to have threesomes with men.
As in
Oh,
two
there you
men.
go.
Yes, and it's not a train, by the way. It's
says
not a
direct
train.
into
I
the
just want to
camera.
just get that shit out of the
man.
way. It'll be two men who will love on me and it'll be very
but
sensual.
that's it though. And I think, yeah, I feel you. 'Cause let's talk about threesomes.
Let's talk about threesomes. I
Go on
really
then.
want to have one.
Yeah. So you've not had one?
So I was meant to have one, and it didn't happen. Why didn't it happen? It didn't happen because I wasn't feeling the girl.
Right. So was this what? So what? Who was in this threesome?
So
And sorry, can we go even further? But how did it
How
even?
did it happen?
Yeah, like
Alright,
how did you
cool.
get
So
there?
the female was I'll use the term loosely, but she was a friend of mine. And she came up to me and was like, so she wanted to fuck me.
Okay.
And she was like, oh, I know this guy. I think you'll find him attractive. And like, I did find him attractive. And I was down. We set up a WhatsApp group. So yeah, we set up a WhatsApp group.
What did you call the WhatsApp group?
I think it was called Three's the Magic Number. Yeah, it's called Three's the Magic Number. So anyway, so yeah, we set up the WhatsApp group. We decided what we were gonna do. We were gonna take we were gonna do some things that day, which we did. And
Like before getting in the same space as each other,
Yeah.
you're each individually
I don't
gonna
know how
do
much
something.
I can say we can swear.
Yeah.
About drugs.
Yeah.
We took mushrooms, guys.
Okay.
It was so fun.
Cool.
So that was my first time doing that and having a threesome. So we spoke about everything. We spoke about like what food we like, what drinks we like. We were doing it at her house. It was the day before my birthday.
Oh wow!
So,
Happy birthday!
Literally. So I had said that I don't want to do anything on anybody. I want all the focus on me. It's my birthday. I literally. So the tone. So she was on it. He was on it. Cool.
This is great.
When we got to the house, we took the mushrooms. We were just chilling, listening to music. The setup was very. So she manipulated everything so that our high would be extra great, and it was.
Yeah.
So literally, I was like moving like a fairy. I was all like this, and I don't know. I just wasn't feeling her aura. Like everything about her was just pissing me off. Like I was cool with her, but I didn't like her.
Do you think he's not having the shrooms though?
No, because I didn't really like her anyway. I felt like she liked me way too much, but she's not my type of girl. Like,
but up to this point, it was like you're on it.
Really feeling him. I wanted him so badly.
So, did you kind of want it, or did you just be like, girl?
So yeah. So basically, there was a point in time in the night. I was like, okay, guys, I want to go home. I want to enjoy this high at home. And I turned to the guy and I was like, but do you want to come?
Wow.
Did he come?
He did.
Wow.
It was sick.
Wait, hang on a second.
So
I was about to, because she pretty much orchestrate the whole thing, and it's in her house.
At the time, I didn't deep what was going on. Like it was the high was so amazing. All I was doing was giggling. I was just laughing at her. I thought she was funny. But yeah, like he was fantastic. He is a legit fuck buddy.
Okay.
If I could pass him on 20.
Okay. A standing ovation for him.
Big up.
I love men like that. You do your thing.
Yeah, no, he was amazing. So if I could literally pass him on, I would. He was that good.
No, I actually know what you mean. There are some guys that I'm like, if I could pass him, I would highly. Let me do a trip
There are some guys that I have said to my friend, you can have him. Please experience him. And then they have, and then they're like, yo. And I'm like, yes.
Is there ever any like politics in that where it's like there's certain people you're like, no, this is for me and I'm keeping this brother here for myself? Or is it like as long as you're not in a relationship, it's fine?
I don't think I've gotten to that point in life. Yeah, I don't really care about anybody.
Fair.
I think
no, that's fair.
I've got an agreement with a guy where we're just having sex. I don't really want you having sex with my people. That's why I said if I could, I would. But I'm selfish. I want that for me. Even now, they might even be on a
that's your pleasure.
And when I want to go back, I want to go back knowing that nobody else, Nah. Okay, have you had a threesome?
No, I haven't. I haven't.
One?
Yeah, I would.
What would it be? 2 girls,
most
or
likely,
a guy
yeah.
and girl?
2 girls.
Why is it that everyone only wants 2 girls? Is it because we just look?
I'm attracted to women.
Okay.
That's literally it's A plus B in my head, innit? Like that's it. Like.
So I was watching.
Reezy's nodding as well. Like.
Channel 4 program the other day because I research on sex all the time, and basically the couples go to like a sex mansion and whatever. Yeah,
I think I've seen it. No, has it come out yet? Is it new?
Yeah,
because I think I
feel
saw
like there's
this.
only like 2 episodes or something.
Yeah, no, I wanted to.
This is
watch
a TV show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, very detailed and like wow. But so basically a couple went to this mansion and they were like, we really want to have this like threesome. The girl was on it, the guy was on it. They then they got this really pretty girl, she was on it obviously, and whilst they were doing it, the female felt like pretty much left out. And do you know what? It's happening both ways, where the guy feels left out and the 2 girls are getting it on. And like, there's always going to be somebody left out. I feel like with threesomes, if you are not you need to go on a date beforehand.
As in all 3 of you.
Yeah, there needs to be a conversation about like what is going on. With my threesome, I was very, very open. I was very clear that I wanted to be the one pleasured. I don't want to do no pleasure. I ain't going down on no girl. fuck that shit. But you're going down on me though. I want both of your heads down there. Like, I'm not doing that.
Is that because you didn't want to be the person left? Like you knew inevitably someone would feel kind of left out.
It was my birthday, and I wanted the birthday dick and pussy. Like, but also I think that I can't see myself going down on a girl. No.
Have you tried?
I don't want to.
Okay.
A vagina's been in my face and I went, oh, no.
Hey.
I don't feel so bad for saying that, but I couldn't do it. So I kind of understand when man them are like, they don't eat pussy.
Caribbean man.
Caribbean man.
You got it, yeah?
I actually got it.
Got it.
But I think it was the way it happened. Like, she didn't even, there was no consent. It was just vagina in face. And I was like, what the fuck is this? And that really scarred me. And I don't want that to ever happen again.
There you go.
But yeah, no, there needs to be a something before the sexual act. And there needs to be like a real open conversation about what is going on. The reason why I want two men is because I just feel like I love masculine energy around me. And I think that, like, I don't know, have you guys ever watched Woo? It's with Jada Pinkett Smith.
No. Is that a film?
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen that.
It's like a 90s film, but basically the intro is her like having a threesome. And like, I remember this threesome so vividly as a child. And basically, like, it wasn't aggressive, it wasn't violent. Because when I think of threesomes with two men, it's very violent. It's very, it's like a hostile environment. It's even kind of uncomfortable to watch. But with these two guys, it was like, they were like proper feeling on her and touching her, like stroking her hair. I was like, yeah, I want to be treated like a queen, you know? Like, I want all the attention on me. So
I feel you 100%. I feel you. Maybe turn my head. Because it's like, there's always one experience that I draw to where I'm like, was it a threesome? Was it not? Like, there was two people, like, there was three people involved, but I was kind of like,
why would it not be
involved? No, but I was like accidentally involved. Like, basically, the setup was there. Like, I mean, yeah. So basically, we're in a house. I'm with my friend. She's doing her thing with this guy. There's only one bed. Like, we're in this room together. There's only one bed. I'm asleep on the other side of the bed. Yeah, they're doing their thing. Then I get woken up. Amelia. So I wake up. These times, me and this friend, we always, I'll be on it real. Like, we would kiss each other. Yeah, but like for the man, like, do it like, oh yeah, look at us. I remember it just got ridiculous at some point. Someone would be in a club and be like, should we?
You don't want to
set the trap and then set the trap.
And it would work every single
time. I don't know. I feel like that's an Essex girl.
No, I'm telling you. So that's happening now. Like, he's doing a thing with her. So then me and her start kissing, and I do my thing with him. And then I think then midway through, I was just like, I'm like, no, I'm over this shit. I'm all right. I'm going back to sleep. It happened very, very quickly. Like, happened really quickly. So I'm like, was that a threesome? I don't know. But I definitely 100%. Yeah, it was something.
Yeah, that was like a preliminary phase.
I want a threesome. 100,000% before I leave this earth. I'm
it's one of those, isn't it? It's like almost a bucket list thing, isn't it?
My preference has always been, though, me, another girl, and a guy. Always
so two girls and a guy,
first. But then now the way you put it to me, because also, again, I think it's that thing of me allowing myself to say, I want it all on me.
Yeah.
But that can happen. Like, would that not happen with another woman though? Like, why?
No, the thing is, it's interesting you're saying that.
She also needs to get dogged out by this guy, and you're one man.
Yeah.
Can you actually handle two women? I don't think a lot of men can actually handle
But the other woman is also going to pleasure you as well. Like, that's the problem.
Fucked by another woman. That's like where it's kind of like, well, what's the point? I feel like to have a threesome, to have a female male threesome means that you're more into like the scent, like oral play, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like as opposed to like penetration. I want to be penetrated. I want to get in my head. I'm just thinking about, like, there's so many different holes on this body. I want everything. I want it all. Do you know what I mean?
That's why I think
fill it up, kind of thing.
Though, a little bit, because it's like I want to actually like be able to breathe somewhere.
Oh.
Like these two guys, I'm sorry, like this whole like just give me a minute. And I feel like if there was a woman, like I could even like have a little break. Do you know what I mean? Like you two doing your thing. Maybe I just go and get some water at the side.
Because the way you lot have even said like about understanding the body as well, I would have just assumed that having another woman there, because I would assume a woman understands a woman's body better as well, would be a good thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like hearing women moan. I feel like we're pretending.
Really?
You
don't want to hear the fakeness now.
I want to hear the men just go.
Oh yeah, no. There's
something about men moaning. You
Man
guys need to do it more.
You see how you want the two guys. Your head is the same as my head because I want two women for that. I like the sound of women. Like that's
men don't understand
cool.
the power of their moan, you know.
Do you get what I mean?
Especially when they actually try not to make
It makes it even better when you're not trying to moan because you're trying to be masculine. Yeah, I love it even more. Like, and then when you come close to my ear,
no, it's actually a mad.
It's a mad thing. It's amazing.
But you know, but then when the guys are overdoing it, that could. Like especially you know what,
screaming or crying in my ear.
Do you know what I can't stand? And I hope I'm just gonna put the record straight for guys in the room now.
Go for it.
If you're going down on a woman, right? And then you're deciding to like make moaning noises.
Oh no,
also.
you do that shit.
No, I don't like it because what you like,
you're moaning because I taste so good.
No, I don't like it.
I taste like pineapples.
Well, the thing is, for me, I kind of because again, I don't like fake moans. So I'm like with you, so I can tell if it's genuinely fake. I like the ones that literally is so real you can't even contain it.
So what if it is genuine?
Right, boy, tell them.
You know what is the best kind of moan? When you moan and then he moans and then you moan and then he moans and it's like, oh my god, you're moaning. Yeah.
So a moaning tennis match, like yeah,
basically it's just a moaning conversation.
Basically, yeah, but yeah, I don't know how we got here, but
yeah, I know.
Threesomes, baby.
Yeah.
You need to just have some. Let's do them. Do you know what? I really want to have like. I was watching for some reason because I analyze porn. I don't like watching it, but I analyze it. I was watching gangbanging. Don't ask me why. But yeah, and I was like, grip sex. That seems all right.
Wait, grip or group?
Group.
Okay, so
like orgies.
You went grip sex. So I was like,
grip.
Did you say grip or group?
Did you say grip?
I asked if it was grip
what
or
is
group.
Grip?
I don't know. You told me. That's why I was like, what's going on?
I'm joking.
No, it's all right. But no, group sex.
Orgies,
orgies. Yeah. I don't know.
But
you know,
maybe.
I don't know. It's something that I'm like, ooh.
Listen, all I'm saying on this earth, I'm going to explore everything before I leave this earth.
Yeah.
You're waiting for that. You got 7 days left thing, you know. She is waiting.
Mate.
I'm telling you.
Episode, I asked everyone, and this is why we had to contain the conversation because I just asked bare questions before, and I asked everyone in the room, like, if we basically got told we've got 7 days left on this planet, like the planet's done out, we've got 7 days, like what are you doing?
I'm eating everything.
I said I'm trying crack cocaine.
I'm trying heroin. 1,000%. I need to try that shit. I need to know why people like it. You got
7 days.
And I'm having a fucking orgy as well.
No hose barred.
Like, if you're having an orgy and it's 7 days left, I'm definitely going to join you. I feel like you're mad.
What?
You're mad in the bedroom.
Whoa.
Yeah, straight. I'm following you.
Do you think Amelia is a freak? Is that what you're saying?
Once you said it, ever since that you said it, you were like...
That's what this episode has been revealing. That's what we'll title it. Amelia's a freak.
I'm very interested in this. So what? Okay, actually, what are your perceptions like of me? Obviously, you think I'm mad, but even them. Okay, we'll start with me though. Why do you think I'm?
It's only because of your statement of if a guy goes down on you, you like you want him to literally come up and kiss you with your fluid.
I'm just romantic.
Sharing it all.
You
like
find that romantic, you're freaky.
There you go.
Yeah, I feel like you'll try anything at least 4 times.
No, I'll definitely 100. I'll try anything.
Yeah,
like if I'm with the right person, like in a relationship, we're trying everything. Like nothing's gonna be mad to me. Especially if it's like she's mad. If them is saying like, babe, you know, I really want to try this, I'll be a bit like,
that's where your imagination goes.
That's why I think you're freaky. Lemzi, I don't know. I don't think you're freaky still.
Fair enough.
I feel like you're one of those people. I don't know, like you probably spit poetry.
No. Louder. Whoa. Don't make me walk off of my own podcast.
I'm not
Don't
saying
make me do that.
I'm trying to call his bluff.
I can't believe that. No way.
You know what? Yeah, I was listening back to an episode, and you were like, one of the misconceptions that people find about with you is that they think you're nice.
No, too nice. That's the thing.
Yeah,
they think you're too
nice. Even though I'm wearing a hat that says love, imagine like.
I remember like having a conversation with you, and I was like, oh yeah, I feel like, you know, you're one of those people that you're not just going to just do something with someone or just have a conversation with someone. That person needs to come with substance. So I feel like maybe
that doesn't mean I'm going to start spitting poetry. Take that out of it.
I just feel like you'll be like one of those proper. Listen, that doesn't mean that I don't think that you're good in bed. I think you'll most probably be great. But like freaky,
got the green light there.
Freaky.
Edit all the other shit.
No, we're keeping that. We're keeping that. See, I'm the freak. You're the poet.
I'm the poet. How do we swap?
Which is mad though, because right now, I mean, I'm hella reserved. Like, I'm just not even active.
Are you in a relationship?
No, I'm in a relationship with myself right now.
Why do I feel like you? I've always thought you were in a relationship.
Okay, let's clear this up on the pod right now, because maybe that's why my DMs are so fucking dry. I'm not in a relationship. I'm not seeing anyone right now. I'm available to anyone that's worth my time. That's it.
Why did you think she was in a relationship?
Yeah, why did you think?
What were you doing on your birthday? Who were you with?
See, sometimes you got to trick
people. Because of her birthday, because of your birthday post. And I just thought, maybe you're with somebody.
No, I definitely went. I was either with my mum.
You went to the Shard.
Yeah, I went to the Shard with my mum and my brother, or I went to the Gherkin with my friend.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm single. I'm single.
Why are you single?
Should we unpack that?
Unpack. We've said unpack 3 times in this episode.
No, I'm single. I'm at that point now anyway where it's like, I was even saying to you the other day though, but I think it's because also my last situationship kind of like scarred me, that I was just like, men kind of underwhelm me a little bit. Like, we're gonna lie, like, I'm just a little bit like, I don't know, like, just I'm tired of the games, and I feel like so many people are still on this game shit that I just can't be bothered with it.
What the hell is going on in this dating scene?
It's a mess.
Do you know what? It's horrible. It's the ghetto.
Are you on the apps like Tinder, Hinge, all of?
Okay, so do you know what? Yeah, I need to leave the apps. I don't like being on them. I'm a person that likes to actually meet people.
Yeah, 100.
So the other day, somebody unmatched me. Yeah, because I asked them why they got into their job. Really? The conversation was
too much info,
so
man.
well.
Too much info.
Well. Too much information. So what? You just want to like, in order to have sex with somebody like moi, you need to at least try and have some form of conversation.
Yeah, 100.
There needs to be some form of like, you know, substance. What the hell?
Listen, for me, conversation's foreplay. Some guys don't even know. You could be spitting the maddest. Like, if you start talking to me about the universe, don't try it, everyone. But like, if you start talking to me about the universe, and just like everything's mad, I'm telling you, that's full fucking play to me. Have some fucking substance, or like, if you know it is as well. What's mad sexy? Passion. When someone's speaking about something like they love their job so much, I might not even give a heck about what you're talking about.
You might be doing insurance, innit? But you care about insurance that much.
It's sexy. Conversation is foreplay.
It is.
I actually agree with that. Fully agree with that.
And in this day and age, I feel like people don't really want to have conversations with people.
Yeah, they just want to just straight bang. Yeah. And it's like, how the hell do you then go into having sex? And I feel like, so with Unfiltered, a lot of people just assume that, well, all we want to do is just have sex.
Yeah.
No one just wants to just fall into sex. Like, I feel like, so I don't know. I claim that I'm a sapiosexual. Like,
define that.
Yeah.
So that's when like intelligence. Yeah. Like I need you to have some form of substance in order for me to bust it open. Because I can bust it open, but like please come with some form of something. And like it's just I feel like dating right now is just really it's awkward. It's very awkward. I feel like a lot of people just don't want to be vulnerable nowadays with people. They feel like the grass is always greener on the other side. You feel like you have so much choice when actually, really you don't, just because you can see. You're in someone's DMs. You just see in bare faces. It doesn't mean choice. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like people are willing to be vulnerable. However, they don't want to commit to you. They don't give a fuck if you're being vulnerable or not. They just don't particularly. They don't want to. they don't want the commitment. They don't want to spend their money too. This whole issue, and I think it all derives from us, the conversation of, who's going to pay on the date?
I'm so bored.
You know, that question is so jarring.
It's so jarring. Like, who cares?
I really don't read. To me, it's all context. Like, even
facts, innit?
Like, I do not mind paying for dates. I pay for dates. Like, that's calm. Sometimes it actually things my ego. Like, bro, I got this. You went to I paid. Okay?
Yeah, I'll pay. It's fine, innit? Like,
we'll go back to mine. I'm joking.
Thank you. That transaction.
But you know what I realised we haven't done as well, that I feel like as an actual presenter, let's break down what Unfiltered Hours actually is.
Yeah.
What is that?
So Unfiltered Hours is basically a safe space where we can just like have sexual and sensual conversations. Unfiltered was basically just like birthed from Victoria saying, you know what, I'm going to talk about sex openly and honestly. She comes from like a Christian like background. With my background as being a presenter, I've always had like conversations around like sex and relationships. And like I kind of like came in with the whole idea of I'll do the events and talk about sex or educate around sex. So that's what Unfiltered is. Unfiltered is just basically a space where we're allowed to be vulnerable around sex and sensuality.
Nice.
And that's what we need more of,
nice,
though.
Nice. And who's it like targeted for more than anyone?
Anyone that is sexually open, like open-minded individuals. And even if you are closed-minded, those people who are closed-minded that want to kind of like learn about sensuality and sex. Yeah, that's Unfiltered Hours.
Which we need, because in this day and age of everyone starting podcasts and platforms, you need to you need to balance out just sometimes the echo chambers of toxicity and actually have these like more, like you said, like safe spaces, vulnerable spaces where we can learn, because God forbid if you were learning from some of these podcasts.
Yeah. Some people don't. Some people are so embarrassed to kind of like ask how to ride. Like, you know,
I've Googled that many times.
You know, like, and I think that it's like, so people come to us and they're just like, can we have a video on how to like do X, Y, Z? Man, them ask us questions too. So, you know, it's, a space where you can fulfill your sexual confusion, like questions and stuff like that,
without judgment.
We do not judge. We're not allowed to judge.
But this is it though, because if you think about it, a lot of times if you're curious about something, you might be scared to ask in case you're going to be judged. Like, I remember when I was younger, I remember all my friends were thinking at the time, like we were a lot younger, but it was this case of like, do you shave or do you not? Like, it was for just a simple thing like that when like you're a younger girl,
legs, or like
no, like shaving your private area, like, is that a thing? Do you do it? Because then it was like, well, if you do it, is that kind of you saying that you were like preparing for it, or do you leave it like hairy? And even still, like, I'm glad that we've developed a bit more that like women, it's actually what you really want to do with your body. But just if there was somewhere I could have gone at that age, like just to actually hear someone go, well, it's actually your body. So fucking have it how you want. Then that would have been really helpful. Just the smaller things.
No, for real.
I feel like man them need to start like really trimming their private areas.
Do you think?
Right, why are you looking around like that? That's
I'm just
wild.
going around just saying, guys, can man them start doing it?
Really?
Yeah, man. I feel like
why can't we do what we want with our bodies? What's going on?
So I feel like
don't look at me like that.
I feel like male grooming is not a thing when it comes to genitalia.
Some cultures it is. I think there's some cultures where like men are particularly hairy. I'm only learning this through like some of the stuff my brothers told me. I'm just like, right then, okay, you're considering. Oh, I just saw scissors in the fucking bathroom. I thought, what the fuck is going on here? What the fuck is happening here?
We love to see it.
But I think, and I do think more in definitely in certain cultures where it's like men don't want to be as hairy as they are. But again, I think it's also down to preference. Like,
you know, it's fundamentally hygiene is the biggest thing. Isn't it?
Oh,
like,
1,000.
As long as you're clean, that's the main thing. Isn't it?
1,000. Yeah. And also that means also regularly like getting yourself checked. Regularly. There's no shame in doing that. Like, remember growing up, going to the clinic, Do you know what I mean? No, actually, yes. It's just all part of your general health checkup.
Yeah.
Go, just you know, even just go, you know?
Yeah, no,
okay.
you're right.
No one's gonna judge.
You're looking at me like, okay.
No, I know.
When was the last time everybody like got an STI check?
I think mine was.
Wow, everyone's looking up to the ceiling.
No, but mine was because I haven't been active in a minute.
That's what I'm saying. Would have been last year.
But before that would have been
Last year sometime. Yeah, last year.
The pack sent to your house, lovely. Love those.
Oh, good.
You get the one sent to your house. You know what I mean? There's no excuses, but you ain't got time.
Uncle, where were you? You're scratching. Go to the clinic.
What about you?
Well, what about me? This year, I think February actually.
Okay, not long.
Yeah, I go quite regularly. I like my.
But they say they recommend every 3 months anyway. They recommend, and also especially
if
for
you're
women,
sexually active.
Yeah, well, they even just still
if
recommend.
You're not,
yeah, because
like,
sometimes things take later to show up.
Fair.
So, but yeah, even for women anyway, like, I don't think I've ever seen a gynecologist or whatever. Anyway, this is open up a whole. They're like specifically for that area. Anyway,
I want to ask one last question just before we do wrap up, because we do need to wrap up. But just for Unfiltered Hours and for yourself, like, what's the next phase, or where do you want it to? Where do you want to take it?
The next
from where
phase is events.
Cool.
So what are these events gonna be?
You have to wait and see. But like events around like speed dating, like dating and whatever. Those are the soft core ones. And then we'll like go down the whole hardcore. We'll be teaming up with like a lot of like sex liberated like platforms.
Nice.
But yeah, just events.
Nice.
Would you ever throw a sex party?
I said events, y'all. I said events.
Because what I know is I'll have some people in it ready to come.
So, would you guys come? So if I threw a sex party,
yeah,
blink twice if you'll come.
No, the thing is, I want to go to a sex party. I was even chatting about it with my friend the other day who like regularly goes to sex parties, and she sold it to me, boy.
Really?
Especially the one she goes to, it's very much the women that are in control. Like the one she's gone to, only single women can go on their own, and the only way men can come is if they come with a woman. And I'm guessing if you're in that kind of relationship, and it's only down to if a woman has to advance, the women have to move to the men. To advance anything, like men actually you can't, which is it's a bit of a refresher sometimes in this society, but like she's very much like, I was like, okay, even though the space I'm in right now, I don't know if I want to do that, but definitely down the line I'll be going and trying.
Yeah, sex parties, yes.
Okay.
And also speed dating, I really want to do speed dating.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, these are all things that we're trying to like basically like do. I guess the pandemic kind of like slowed things down, and then also there's a lot of people that say they want to do it, but actually they don't. They feel extremely shy. Yeah. So it's creating these events and being somewhat intimate and being somewhat like open enough to market these things. It's and also like for me, honestly, I want to hold a space where it's for people of color. So you know, I hate that term, people of color, but anyway, I want it to be people of color where it's like, you know, we're in this space and we're sexually liberated, but also I want it to be so intimate that like people don't know about it. It needs to be exclusive. So we're really like finalizing and fine tuning these events. Yeah,
man. Keep us posted on all of that.
Don't watch that. I will.
Definitely, because I don't want to rock up and I see bare people and
imagine I rock up and see you, I see George, see Reezy.
When we do it, it will be masked.
Yeah.
But also when we do it, there'll be no phones allowed because. You know, like privacy. We need you to feel comfortable. Like this is a sexual space, but it's literally not going to be an orgy. It's not going to be that. But yeah, don't watch that. Watch like in like a couple of months' time.
Don't.
You go to the first one, I'll go to the second one. I don't want to see you there, bro.
Yeah, I don't want to. Please, stay away.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, Plug Felicia, yourself. Thank you so much, man. Please. Honestly.
Yeah. So you can find me personally at Felicia_Olutease. That's OLUTEASE. Or you can also catch me on Unfiltered Hours.
Dope. Thank you so much.
Oh shit, and Laid Bare podcast.
Yes.
Big shout out. We didn't even talk about that. Yeah.
We didn't even touch on that.
It's okay.
But yeah.
Yeah. People go and listen to Laid Bare podcast.
Yeah,
as well.
definitely. Yeah. Well,
so at the end, we usually do this thing, or we always do this thing called in facts or in opinions, where you can give a fact, an opinion, or a recommendation for people.
Yes.
If you would like to, please do.
Okay, so mine is a opinion, I guess. So if you feel like you are struggling with climaxing, or you're struggling, or your partner's struggling to figure out how you can orgasm, how about you sit back and you show them how to make you climax? For example, you masturbate in front of them, or you use a toy, and then, you know, that would then kind of open up the discussion of what and how you like it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Definitely.
That's perfect.
I think I'll just add an opinion to that. Get yourself a toy. Fucking hell, get yourself a sex toy.
Start with a bullet. Start with a little bullet, and then, you know, grow. It doesn't need to be
or anyone.
Man them, your sex toys, you've got sex toys. And also, you can kind of somewhat use us as toys consensually.
I say don't undone the whole thing.
I'll let you know this, yeah. Like, I tell you, getting a toy will elevate the whole experience. Because sometimes you have to whip out the toy, and then we just get on the right runway.
No. I actually hear you.
And also, be somewhat kinky. So, and to be kinky is okay. Like, use like clamps, use tassels, like maybe spank your partner. He might like it, she might like it.
There you go.
Sick. All right, and a recommendation: background music, Adina Howard.
Oh my god, background music is needed.
No, 100.
Sometimes I just find out, when do I put on the music?
Immediately. So then it's not a thought anymore.
I even sometimes my candles will be lit in my room, but I just generally like candles. But sometimes I don't want them to think like, all right, no. I love that ambience, music, toys.
Yeah, no, of course. You're creating a space for it then.
Exactly. Yeah.
Sick. All right.
Well, this has been In Facts.
Chats. Thank you, Felicia, again, man.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Big up New Motion, big up the Cube every single time.
Yeah.
But
my intuition's telling me I never listen to myself. I should probably listen to myself. That position I was in, if I'd have listened, maybe I could help.